So we're back with Ordeal chapter 115. Where we left off with last chapter, Anton King just let everybody know, hey, they want me to become the new 7th head. I'm all for it because what he showed what he can do at 75% Kong was crazy. I don't even want to know what he can do at 90 or 95%. Right after that, we pan to Che talking to his uncle. And basically, this conversation was just Che's uncle expressing his gratitude towards him because he's coming to sit at the first head at the table. And having him there basically really helps that their plans actually succeed down the line. I mean, y'all better have gotten him at that table. Because what I seen from old bloodbending dude, y'all ain't really got the firepower like that. Granted, he is weakened now. And Thanatos is weakened now as well. But you still need him. Otherwise, you're gonna lose a lot of people. But shortly after that, Che's uncle was like, hey, what exactly are your motives though? Why did you actually agree? And this is where we get to see Che's character. And we see why Leo Thomas chose him to receive the talent. Because all he truly wants is his friends to be safe and alive. He doesn't really care too much of anything else. I'm seeing similarities to Aaron. Che's uncle says, you know, I respect that wholeheartedly. And he says, because of that, he says, I will see that all of your friends and your sister will get reported back to Trinidad instead of staying there in Japan. But if Anton accepts, he will stay there in Japan as well to go through the training. And then Che asked the question I've really been wondering since season 3 started. He says, how is she? She's never answered my calls. And this is where I get the thing like, oh, he's talking about Andrea. I want to know what's going on with her. And why ain't she answering Che's calls? And this is where Che's uncle drops the T on it. We find out that mentally, she's not really doing too hot. She left code and she denounced her rank, mainly because she felt that she dishonored her grandfather's name. We all know that's not the case. She fought an immortal god tier person alone. It took a whole army and the heads to defeat that thing. And that thing couldn't even kill her. But she's like, I'm the last remaining blood heir, and I gotta live up to that. That's some crazy expectations that she put on herself. Che is like, okay, bet, I'ma go see her. And Che's uncle's like, please just remind her that she didn't fail us, that no one sees her as a failure. Basically just saying that they support her no matter what she decides to do, but they hope that maybe she could come back and help fight in the upcoming war. Then once Che leaves, we find out that Lord Oliveira was there as well, overhearing and overseeing the conversation. And Che's uncle's like, yo, he's greatly suppressing his chi. That's not the same chi signature I sensed 3 days ago when we went to see him on the island. And Che's uncle was like, tell me what you saw. He was like, what has God shown you about him? I don't know if this has anything to do with his talent or something, because I've been wondering about this guy's talent for a hot minute now. If he has like some type of divine providence or like future sight or something, I really want to know, because that might be tough. He tells him, yo, I cannot tell you what I've seen, for it will overcome you with fear. Oh, he saw some crazy shit. I just already know it. He saw it. He saw what we've been seeing. He been seeing them early time skip flashbacks. He was seeing No Dread Shay out there going crazy. And right after that, Che goes straight to where Andrea is at and where she's staying with her mom. This is where we get to see Miss Thomas again. We see where Andrea gets her looks from now, okay? Hey, Granny Tsunade gonna have to move out the way. Granny Seiko gonna have to move out the way, because that's fine right there. But Miss Thomas hasn't seen Che since he was a little boy. At first, she was extremely shocked to see him. Like, he dang near his presence almost scared the shit out of her. But once she noticed exactly what that was, she was honestly just bursting with tears. And she was like, my husband was right. You look so much like them, but clearly you took after your mother. And she talks about like, I can see why she talks about you more than just being handsome. And she calls him a truly kind person. And she says she's a warrior. Her wounds are a product of her profession. And you owe no one else an apology. Where we find out that Andrea hasn't really been speaking about anything regarding the war and her battle or her fight. She's basically been keeping everyone away and at a distance because of the whole situation and feeling unworthy. But Andrea's mom tells Che to be careful when he speaks with her. Depending on the words that he chooses could have Andrea go one way or the other. Che enters the room where Andrea is at. And man, baby girl's looking disheartened. You can tell that she's been going through a depression for real. I mean, she lost an arm and now she has one of those bionic ones. A symbol of her failure that she has to carry with her throughout the rest of her life. I ain't gonna lie, that would be a tough blow for me to take too. When she senses his step in the presence, she's like, she has the same reaction that her mom had. And Che was like, yo, I've been trying to call you. And she's like, sorry, I must have just missed them. We all know that's some BS. He said, yeah, it's been 8 long months. You look strong, nice catching up with you. And she tries to kick him out the curb right away. Like, what is she doing? Che puts a hand on her to try and comfort her, but she swats it away. And she kind of goes off on him, yelling at him, saying like, hey, you can leave now. There ain't nothing good left here to see. This is a place for warriors to waste away at. She continues to keep going in on him too, saying that it's enough just to have you see me like this. I don't need your pity anymore. Like, we all know that the look on Che's face, I don't think that gives pity. She's just looking for a way to keep putting herself down. She continues to press him, yelling at him, why are you still here? Saying that the person that he was looking for is dead and no longer alive. Andrea's mom is hearing the whole conversation, and she feels for her daughter. I mean, I would too. And this is where she starts to like break down. Talks about like how she used everything that she learned in that fight. How ashamed that she was that she couldn't prevail. This is where Che, gives her some confirmation like, yo, you took on a god tier. It took an entire army to take that out. That's nothing to be ashamed of. You're a beast. And then Che pulls something out that we all didn't think he was going to do just now. And he tells her, your fight is no longer just your fight. Your fight will be both of our fights. I will help you burden the name of the Thomas family. You will no longer have to fight an enemy of that caliber and power anymore. And I will kill them for you. I do like that, he didn't put the ring on her hand, but he says, because those are for fighting. And he put the ring around one of her locks. That was cold. That was some player shit right there. And then Andrea leans in and they have the kiss that we all been kind of wanting and looking for. We've been shipping them for a minute. It was kind of, it's been foreshadowed. But then we get some people back at Code screaming and saying like, yo, we can't keep track of him. He's going at the speed of light. They're saying that they can barely see him, and Che and Andrea is having a very passionate kiss. Che's uncle is like, yo, he crossed India already? Can someone get their eyes on him? Then they said, yo, he's coming straight for us, Tokyo. And boom, somebody crash lands right outside Andrea's home. The whole gang gets outside, and look who pops up. The lightning wielder talent himself, Kevin Morales, standing right outside trying to meet who he thinks is Leo Thomas, but is really Che, because he didn't know Leo died. This is a crazy way to end the chapter. All in all, I like this chapter a lot. We got a couple nice plot points merging together in one nice moment. We were definitely wondering what's going on with Andrea, and we were wondering what that relationship between her and Che was going to be like. And we were all wondering what Morales's first thing and intent was going to be once he found out that Leo Thomas was dead. I'm looking forward to chapter 116.